Hi there, I'm back at the forest flying site here, and the reason I'm back again is because quite a few people said we'd like to see what the video looks like through the video glasses when you're flying amongst all these trees, because I put the Mobius footage up on my XT channel, and you know, that was a fast flight, for me, a fast flight through some trees. But people said, hey, what does it look like through the goggles? Which is a fair enough question, because obviously you're going to get dropouts, you're going to get noise, you're going to get a bit of distortion as the signal bounces around amongst all these trees out here. So what I'm going to do today is I've got the video DVR hooked up here. You can see I've got the DVR up there. That's going to record the flight. I've only got one antenna on it because I haven't got a spare. So just one circularly polarized antenna, whereas on my goggles, as you can probably see, I run two circularly polarized antennas. There's one here and this one here. So the picture you see on here may not be quite as good as I'm actually seeing through the glasses. I should have bought the Sky Zone version 2 glasses, but I forgot, so I'm using the version 1s. The version 2s have a built-in DVR, these ones don't. Hence I'm using the second, or this DVR, separate DVR here, which is going to run from a battery. I'm going to be using the MXP230, which is this machine here, 500 milliwatt video transmitter, Sony Superhad 2 600 TV line camera, and homemade cloverleaf circularly polarized antennas, which have taken a real hammering. In fact, this one's actually broken inside, so it's rattling, so I don't expect to see such good results from the live video feed. But without further ado, I shall strap this Mobius onto the MXP and we'll fire it up, start recording, do a couple of flights. Maybe not so fast today because I've had too much coffee and I'm shaking. Let's go! Okay, just a tip. If you are like me and you find that your video glasses fog up on the first few flights of the day, especially in the colder weather like we've got now, just stick them on your forehead. Leave them on your forehead for as soon as you get out of your car or your truck. Stick your glasses on your forehead and the warmth of your body will help warm them up. Also leave them plugged in. I've had these on for about 5 minutes now, so they got nice and warm. Once they get warm, then you won't have the problem of fogging occurring, because the moisture as it comes off your eyes will not condense onto the plastic lenses. That's a little tip, and so now I should be able to fly without having to stop every minute or so to defog my video glasses. But we'll see if that happens. Let's go. What did I tell you about the first flight? No damage. The only reason I've come over to pick it up is because sometimes the Mobius comes off when I do that, or the video camera gets knocked out of alignment, so I thought I'd just be safe rather than sorry. No props broken, no damage. MXP's a pretty good frame, pretty tough. Very tough frame, you don't have to worry about breaking stuff on it. So let's try again. Straighten up things. battery wasn't fully charged from last time, so never mind. Let's take a look at the, let's get the big, woo, look at that, eh? Woo, you're getting psychedelic yet? Anyway, I'll just review that footage now and we'll have another flight in a moment. Now you probably would have noticed that when I got down the far end, way down there, I was getting a lot of dropouts, especially on the DVR here, because the DVR only has one antenna, no diversity. So one of the things I found when you're flying in wooded areas, it's really good to actually find a good position to position yourself. So, you know, a good place to sit so that you've got the least number of trees. Right now, if I'm sitting here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 really big trees between me and the miniquad when it's down the far end there and I'm turning, which makes the signal all but totally disappear. So I'm going to move across the other side here, grab the DVR, and I think we'll just take a little walk across the other side here. In fact, maybe we'll just go here by this tree. We'll just go by this tree here. You can see, I'll move around, there's the tree. Because it gives me a much better view of where I'm flying. I should get far fewer dropouts if I'm going to fly along here. So we'll just put this down, go and get my transmitter and my chair, and we'll see what we can do. Yes, we still have our Mobius. That's why I came back and checked, because after a little spill like that, sometimes the Mobius comes off and you don't know. But you see, I went quite a bit further now. I was able to go right down the far end there with all those trees and no problems at all, because I'm actually relocated. Even when I went behind myself here into that turnaround area, there was no glitching, because I've now got a much better direct line of sight everywhere I'm flying, and it makes it much easier to fly. I'll also just put my antenna up a bit because it's come down. Check the angle of my cameras. Yes, they're all still good, so I can fly again. Today's one of those days I shouldn't actually have picked up the transmitter. My flying is terrible. Unfortunately, the little tremble that I've got is getting worse, and it's making it very hard to stay steady on the sticks. But hey, I guess it makes for more exciting videos when every flight is almost a complete crash. Oh, why have we got such crappy video? Ah, that's interesting. Hadn't noticed that before. Well, that was really strange. The DVR really spat the dummy there. It was just going spastic on me. Power cycled it. It's come right. Don't know what happened there. It's never happened before on that, so maybe it was just gamma rays from space or something. Who knows? We'll give it another go. See what happens. Okay, a little bit of a change this time. I've put Helical on here. You can see I've got the Helical antenna on the DVR, so that should give us a bit more range down, or a bit more quality down field there. So I just pointed around so that we're pointing sort of where I was going down that long path over there, and we'll just see if that makes a difference, because there were quite a few dropouts on the DVR, not so much on my goggles though, mainly on the DVR, because this antenna I've got up here, where is it, that one there, she's pretty crap, so I'm not really very impressed with that antenna. I made it very poorly and so it doesn't work that well. So I will have another go, and this time we've got the Helical on and see if we get better reception. Okay, one thing I really noticed in that last recording was when I went behind the camera, behind the DVR, there was a lot of flickering, a lot of diversity switching going on, because what's happening is, even though these are circularly polarized, we're getting a lot of reflection. This has got a very high gain antenna. These Helicals very high gain, so some of the signals bouncing off trees in this direction, coming back, and so it's causing a lot of contention between the two antennas, when you'd think that just, wouldn't be a problem, but the reflections are actually hitting this, and so I'm going to take the other antenna off. We're just going to run this with just the helical over the same course, and we'll see what happens when we're just reliant on the helical. Quite an interesting exercise, because people say, well, can you fly with just a helical if you don't have diversity? Let's find out. It might even be better. I don't know. Well, you know what? That was actually better, I think, with just the helical rather than having the cloverleaf and the helical. And so the reasons for that are that sometimes the reflected signal is stronger than the original signal, because the helical, this is, what is it, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turn helical. It's got a lot of gain, so what it means is it's picking up reflections. The helical, because it's a more high gain antenna, is actually picking up reflections that are stronger than the direct signal received by the cloverleaf. So you get this kind of funny thing happening in a very cluttered environment where there's a lot of reflection and multipathing. And although in theory, because the reflected signal will be reverse polarized compared to the original signal, it should sort of reduce the intensity of that. The reality is that when you've got a tree that's maybe 15 yards away, you've got a signal bouncing straight off that, coming straight back at the helical antenna with a gain of, I don't know what that's got, probably 12 decibels. That's a gain of maybe 20 times. Then obviously sometimes that's just going to be a stronger signal and you get that result. So it's been a really interesting day for playing around, experimenting, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So now I'm just going to got one more battery left. It's a 4 cell, then I'll have another flight.